Good morning, all of you. So, in last lectures, we have started different methods that are used for the microencapsulation process, in which we have covered the two methods, that is the air suspension method, and second one, that is the phase suspension coagulation method. In today's lecture, we discuss the next methods that are used for the preparations of the microencapsulations, in which first method is our solvent evaporation method. So basically, the solvent evaporation, that name itself gives the mechanism that involved under the solvent evaporation method. So here we can see first the solvent they have prepared, drug and polymeric organic solvents they have prepared. That means in organic solvents we have added our drug and also material that is to be coated. So the process which is carried out in a liquid manufacturing vehicle. So whatever the core material to be encapsulated, which is dissolved or dispersed in a coating polymer solutions. Then after that, the second phase, that is the additions to the aqueous phase. So with a continuous agitation, the core coating material mixture is dispersed in a liquid manufacturing vehicle phase to obtain a appropriate particle size. Now here we can see with the continuous agitations, here we are getting some microcapsule formations. Then at the end of the process, here the evaporation phase will be carried out. Organic phase evaporation will be carried out, where whatever the liquid remain after the specific agitations get evaporated, and finally we recover the microencapsulated particles. It is a simplest method that is used. So microcapsule formations by the solvent evaporations or the solvent extractions, which is similar to the suspension cross-linking method. But in this case, the polymer mostly hydrophobic in nature. So the polymer which is dissolved in a water immiscible volatile organic solvents like a dichloroethane or dichloromethanes we can use, or chloroform we can use here, into which the core material is dissolved or dispersed. Now the resulting solutions, which is added dropwise with a continuous stirring of aqueous solution, which is having a stable stabilizers, mostly polyvinyl alcohol or polyvinyl pyrrolidine, that can be used as stabilizers. So they can form the small polymer droplets which contain the encapsulated material. That is the simplest method. So basically, the process that is carried out in a manufacturing vehicle. So in the case in which the core material is dispersed in the polymer solutions, polymer shrinks around the pores, and the materials it will remains that will get evaporated. So in the case in which the core material is dissolved in the coating polymer solutions, a mostly matrix type microcapsule is formed. So the core materials may be water soluble or water insoluble materials are there. So there are variety of the film forming polymers that can be used as a coating for the solvent evaporation methods. We can use polyvinyl pyrrolidine, carboxylic cellulose also we can use, methyl cellulose also we can use, or we can use the paraffin nanoba wax or the beeswax, that also we can use. The shellac that is most commonly used for the solvent evaporation process. So this technique has been used by the various companies, which including NCR companies, Gavard Photo Productions India, and Fuji Photo Films Limited to produce the microcapsules. The process is very simple, where a core material is microencapsulated, which is dissolved or dispersed in a coating polymer solution with a continuous agitations. The core coating material mixture, which is dispersed in the liquid manufacturing vehicle phase to obtain a appropriate size microcapsules. Now the mixture is then heated, if necessary, to evaporate the solvent or the polymers. So in the case in which the core material is dispersed in the polymer solutions, the polymers that shrinks around the core and they will form one layer. So in the case in which the core material is dissolved in the coating polymer solutions, a matrix type microcapsules is formed. So once all the solvent get evaporated, the liquid vehicle temperature is reduced to ambient temperatures if required with the continuous agitations. So at this stage, the microcapsules can be used in suspension form or coated on to the substrate that will the powder. This is a simple flow chart they have given here. First thing, you have to dissolve or disperse the core materials in a coating polymeric solutions. Coating polymeric solutions. Then, with the continuous agitations, we have to add the liquid manufacturing vehicle phase. Here we can add some stabilizers. This particular solvent evaporation method is also we have studied in the lab also. Then after the completions of mixing, we have to heat the formulation or heat the solutions if needed to evaporate the excess amount of solvent which is present. And after the evaporations, this particular means microcapsules that are means that particular particle that get coated with the help of specific solvents and will get our micro encapsulated or we can get our micro encapsulated particles. So there are various process variables also that we have to consider where we have to consider the methods of dispersion forming or temperature cycles, or we can also control the agitation speed, the excess agitation speed that will lead to the air formations. So there will be problems in a coating. Also the temperature that we required for the heating purpose as well as we are reducing to the ambient temperatures that also we have to consider. Uh, the important factor that must be considered when preparing the microcapsules by the solvent evaporation techniques that is important is the choice of vehicle phase. And second one, the solvents for the polymer coating. Because this choice that will greatly influence the microcapsule properties as well as the choice of the solvent recovery technique. So that things we have to consider while using the solvent evaporation process for preparing the microcapsules. So the time the droplets means once you have added the core materials in a dissolving or the core material dissolve or disperse in organic solvents, the droplets are harder to produce the corresponding polymers microcapsule. So this hardening process is accomplished by the removal of the solvent from the polymer droplets by the solvent evaporations by heat or reduce the pressures or the solvent extractions. Means with the third liquid which is precipitant from the for the polymers and miscible with the fourth water and solvent. So we can use the third solvents and we can extract the uh, particles. So the solvent extraction produce microcapsules with high porosity than those were obtained by the solvent evaporations. So these are the this is one of the methods that we can use for the microencapsulation process. It's a simple process. This is the diagrammatic representations that we can easily get how the solvent operations will take place. First thing, whatever the drug to be encapsulated, which is dissolved in polymers and organic solvent. Then, with the continuous agitations, we have added aqueous phase. Here, we are adding the aqueous phase where we are adding some stabilizers. And then after the continuous agitation, so what will happen? The small droplet polymers they will get shrink with our stabilizers like polyvinyl or the polyvinyl pyrrolids, and they form the small polymer droplets which containing the encapsulated materials here. And then The mixture is then heated to evaporate the solvent. So we'll get our microencapsulated particle. It's a simple process that we have added here, but same thing, we have to control speed, agitation speeds, the temperatures, and importantly the phases that we have selected for the solvent evaporation technique. So the solvent evaporation techniques to produce microcapsules which is applicable to a wide variety of liquid and the solid core materials. So the core materials may be either water soluble or water insoluble materials. Just now we have discussed different types of coating materials uh, that we are using for the using in a solvent evaporation method, which includes basically polyvinyl pyrrolidine, carboxymethyl cellulose, or the hydroxymethyl cellulose, or methyl cellulose also. Polyvinyl alcohol is also we can use for solvent evaporation techniques, or some waxes that also we can use, or some entering like shellac or zinc that can be also used for the solvent evaporation method. Now, the next method, that is a spray drying and spray congealing method. So spray drying and spray congealing methods that have been used for the many years as a micro encapsulation techniques. Because of there are some certain similarities between these two processes, they are discussed together. So spray drying that serves as a microencapsulation techniques when an active material is dissolved or suspended in a meal or a polymer solution and they become trapped in a dried particles. The main advantage of this spray drying method is the ability to handle the labile materials because of the short contact times in a dryer to the thermolayable substances that can be handled with these particular spray drying methods. In addition, the operations is very economical. So in a modern spray drying dryers, the viscosity of the solutions to be sprayed can be as high as 300 millipascals. So spray drying and spray congealing that are the similar process. So in that both they have involved in the dispersing the core materials in a liquefied coating substances and spraying or introducing the core coating material or mixtures into the environmental conditions where the rapid solidifications of the coating is formed. So these are the two methods, spray drying and the spray congealing. Spray drying where the coating solidifications is effected by the rapid evaporations of the solvents in which coating material is dissolved. So basically, in a spray drying process where the core material is dispersed in a liquefied coating substances and spraying or introducing the core coating mixtures to the same some environmental conditions where relatively rapid solidification of the coating is effective. So in practice, microencapsulation by the spray drying which is conducted by dispersing of core materials in a coating solutions in which the coating substance is dissolved and in which the core material is insoluble and then by atomizing the mixtures into the air stream, the microencapsulations will be carried out. The air basically used usually heated or supplies the latent heat of the vaporization which is required to remove the solvent from the coating material. So, thus forming the microencapsulated product, again the same thing. Uh, there are various factors that we have to control that we'll discuss later on after the spray congealing. In a spray congealing, the coating solidifications is affected by thermally congealing or molten coating materials. The removal of the solvent, which is done by the sorptions or the extractions or the evaporation techniques. So basically, the principal difference between the two methods is the by in which the coating solidification which is accomplished. So in case of the spray drying, the coating solidification which is accomplished by the rapid evaporation of the solvents, where in which the coating material is dissolved, and in a spray congealing method, coating solidifications is achieved by the thermally congealing molten coating materials or by solidifying or dissolving coating materials by introducing the coating core material mixtures into the non-solvent. Here we can see this is the feed suspensions. From this, the hot air is passed. These are the spraying nozzles where this feed suspension is sprayed. In this drying chamber, by these two methods, spray congealing or by spray drying methods, your core materials get micro encapsulated. This is our core materials. This part and this part we call as a microcapsules, or we can call it as a encapsulated material. So there are various process variables also that we have to consider for the spray drying process. So in a modern spray dryer, the viscosity of the solutions to be sprayed can be as high as 30 millipascals. Spray drying and spray congealing, dispersing the core materials and liquefied coating substances and spraying. Spray drying is affected by the rapid evaporations of the solvents in which the coating material is dissolved. So the equipments components of the standard spray dryers that includes first is an air heater that will supply the air, atomizers, then main spray chambers where the spraying will be carried out, then the blower or the fans are there, cyclone and the product collectors. 1 minute. So in a spray drying process, there are various process variables that we have to consider that includes the feed material properties like its viscosity, uniformity, and the concentration of the core and the coating materials. Along with that, we have to control the feed rate also, the method of automizations, and the drying rate, which is normally controlled by the inlet and outlet of temperatures and their airstream solvent concentrations. So the process that is produce microcapsules, which are approaching a spherical structure in size ranging to the 5 to 600 microns. So basically, spray drying yields product with a low bulk density, which is owing to the porous natures of the coated particles. Also, the low active contents are normally required to provide the necessary protections. So, for instance, an adequate retentions of the volatile as well as liquid core material is difficult to achieve without maintaining the low active content levels below 20%. So, there are various coating materials that can be applied to the liquid into solid core materials by the spray drying or the coating solutions which is containing the dispersed core materials. So basically, this particular spray drying process is commonly employed in the microencapsulation of the liquid flavors. Means basically oils are there that can be used here, using the dry or the free flowing powders for use in the foods as well as in the pharmaceutical industries. So microencapsulations by the spray concealing that can be accompanied with spray drying equipment when a protective coating is applied as a made. So core materials which is dispersed in a coating materials is made rather than a coating solution. So coating solidifications is accomplished by spraying the hot mixtures into the cool layers. So the general process variables and the conditions are similar to those we have discussed in the spray drying process, except that the core material is dispersed in the coating material melt, which is rather than the coating solutions. So there are waxes, fatty acids, and alcohols, and polymers, and sugars, which are solids at room temperatures, but meltable at reasonable temperatures are mostly used in spray congealing techniques. Typically, the particle size of spray congealed products can be accurately controlled when a spray drying equipment is used and has been found to be the functions of the feed rate as well as the automation, spill velocity, and the dispersions of feed materials, viscosity, and other variables uh, that can be controlled the size of our micro particles. So the examples are microencapsulations of vitamins by digestible waxes for the taste masking purpose. So spray drying is the most commonly used encapsulation method. So the process is economical and a flexible. It uses the equipment that is readily available and produce the particles of good quality. So the process is very simple. We have to prepare the dispersions or emulsions to be processed, then homogenization of the dispersions and atomization of the mass into the drying chambers. So spray dried ingredients typically have very small particle size, which make them highly soluble. So shell materials, which include the gum acacia, maltodextrins, hydrophobically modified starch, and mixtures. Some other polysaccharides are also used like alginate, carboxylic cellulose, or guar. Proteins like whey proteins, soya proteins, sodium caseinate can be used as the wall materials in the spray drying. So this is the process where uh, the spray drying and the spray congealing process will be carried out. So the difference between the spray congealing and spray drying is only that the core material is dispersed in a coating material belt rather than the coating solutions. Here, air inlet will be there. This will be our drying chambers. Here, our sample means this will be our what we can call them. This is our solution chamber where we are putting our solutions to the peristatic pump. Our solution is sprayed in the drying chambers. Here we are providing the air, hot air. Then here the process is after the spray drying due to the heat, they will get coated. It will pass to the cyclone, and here we will collect our encapsulated material. This is for our air aspirators, which will uh, which we use for the outlet of our temperatures, and this is for our filter. That is a simple process that we can use for the that we are using for the microencapsulation process. So we'll stop here. We'll continue the next process in next lecture. Thank you. हेलो हाँ बोलो